What if I told you the biggest brands don't just sell products, they sell perception. And hidden in that perception is a pricing trick so powerful, it's made companies millions without changing the product at all. It's called the decoy effect. And once you see it, you'll realize you've already fallen for it. This is the secret weapon of Starbucks, The Economist, Apple, and maybe your favorite local cafe. In this video, we'll break down how it works, how it's been used in the wild, and how you can use it too. Let's get into it. The decoy is that third option. It's a pricing strategy that businesses use to get us to switch from one option to a more expensive or profitable one for them. By adding a decoy, they can influence what we choose without us even realizing. But the decoy effect is not just about prices. It can impact how we choose flights, soft drinks, or even potential romantic partners on dating apps. A decoy is the reason why the big menu feels like a bargain compared to the middle one, or why you would get a large popcorn even though you swore you'd only get a small one. But then, this is what you saw. Guess who's swearing now? Your wife, whom you had promised you'd shake off vanity pounds. But it's no wonder you chose the large popcorn, since the difference in price between a small one and a medium one was $3.50, while the large one was only 50 cents more. What a steal. Your choice might have been different, however, if they only sold small and large size popcorns. You might even have felt good about saving $4 in your waistline. To understand how decoys work, imagine you're looking for a flight. When booking a ticket, we usually look for a happy medium between cost and convenience. Could adding a decoy change what option is viewed as more desirable and what trade-offs we're willing to make? Imagine you're buying a ticket to Cancun and you have these options to choose from. Flight A costs $600 and has a 1-hour layover in Dallas. Flight B costs $530 and has a 2.5-hour layover in Dallas. Flight C costs $675 and has a 1-hour layover in Dallas. Decoy option. You and most people would choose Flight A since it's cheaper than Flight C, but with a shorter layover, even though it's considerably more expensive than B. Now consider a different scenario. Again, you're flying to Cancun, but you're choosing from a different set of flights. Flight A costs $600 and has a 1-hour layover in Dallas. Flight B costs $530 and has a 2.5-hour layover in Dallas. Flight C costs $530 and has a 3.5-hour layover in Dallas. Decoy option. Why is Flight B more appealing now? At first glance, this makes no sense. Option B should be no more attractive now than in the first example because the waiting time and price are still exactly the same. But what has changed is Flight C. Its longer stopover has altered the way you perceive the other possibilities. In both cases, Flight C is the decoy, designed to appear similar to, but slightly less attractive than one of the other options, the target. And that comparison makes the target more appealing. If you only saw flights A and B, it would be hard to know exactly how to compare the trade-offs between price and waiting time. You might wonder whether an extra 90-minute wait is really worth it. But if one of the flights is clearly better than Flight C, on one of those measures, you have a ready-made reason to explain why you prefer it over the other. Take a look at Apple's iPhone lineups. When releasing a new iPhone, Apple doesn't just drop 2 models, it gives you 3. iPhone 14, which costs $799. iPhone 14 plus $899. iPhone 14 Pro $999. Now, the Plus becomes a decoy. It's just $100 less than the Pro but doesn't offer the same prestige. People justify the Pro because it's just $100 more. They engineered your choice by designing the lineup. You think you chose the Pro, but really you were guided there. The decoy effect is largely invisible, and that's what makes it so powerful. It is essentially a nudge, which means it doesn't provide large incentives to behave a certain way, and doesn't threaten some form of punishment if we don't decide any particular way. So how can you apply the decoy effect without being manipulative? Introduce a middle offer to drive high-end conversions. The decoy makes premium feel like better value, even though it's the most expensive. Clients think they're beating the system. Use packaging to anchor value. In e-commerce, show all 3 pricing tiers together. Suddenly, 3 bottles becomes a no-brainer. You're not tricking the customer. You're just guiding them toward what benefits both of you. Never introduce options without purpose. Don't just add products for variety, add them to influence perception of value. Everything you offer should make something else look better. The decoy effect can be powerful, but should you use it? Yes, if your goal is to provide clarity and guide buyers toward the most value-packed choice. No, if you're just trying to confuse people into overspending. Great branding is built on trust. This tool only works long-term if it's built into value, not deception. You're not just a seller, you're a storyteller. Every price tag tells a story of worth, of perception, of choice. Use the decoy effect wisely, and your brand won't just sell more, it'll influence more. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, or a pricing trick you've seen. Follow for more brand psychology breakdowns. This is Octo Creative, where we don't just explain marketing, we decode it.